Enoch was in the original King James Version. And this is kind of like an artifact of the behavior which is common in people, which is to believe something that they've been told. I think a lot of people throughout their lives have kind of been used to believing people and taking them at face value, and that's certainly not an attribute which is a bad thing at all. But this is actually very easy to check out. Was Enoch in the King James Version, the original King James Version, the 1611? This is the contents page to the 1611 King James Version. You'll notice things like books being spelt with an E here. The extra books that are in it are Sidras, Esdras, Tobit, Judith, the rest of Esther, Ecclesiasticus, Baruch with the epistle of Jeremiah, the Song of the Three Children, the Song of Suphana, the Idol, Bel and the Dragon, the Prayer of Manasseh, and Maccabees 1 and 2, or 1st and 2nd Maccabees. All of the rest of the books are exactly the same. Enoch was never in the King James Version of the Bible, in short. So factually I've got to give it a 0, and actually as an argument for why we would consider it in Scripture, even if it were true, I'm going to give it a 0, because it doesn't matter what the people who put together the original King James Version of the Bible thought. It doesn't matter what anyone at any point has thought of as canon. So just as an argument, it's not a logical argument. There have been many bizarre books included in various different canons around the world, and that's just the decision of those people. And if we want to understand their decision, often we can find writings which will explain to us those things. Another thing that people will commonly say is that the Catholics took out the Apocrypha out of the Bible, which is so bizarre to me, because the Catholic Church are the only people with the Apocrypha still in their Bible. They call it the Deuterocanon, the second canon. But these things, they pop up on the internet and people go, wow, that's interesting. And then they just take them as truth, and then they repeat them after that. But it's not a logical argument, and in fact it's actually not factual in the slightest. I'd recommend to people that you would read the preface of the 1611 King James Version, because it's a fascinating document where they're talking about the scriptures being written in all these different languages, and they actually say in it that it wasn't inspired. They don't claim it to be inspired. They say we did the best as we can as men, and these were all of our considerations, and there's just a ton of really interesting stuff that's in there. But if anyone ever tells you anything like the Council of Nicaea took these books out of the Bible, just read the Council of Nicaea and you'll see exactly what they did and what they didn't do, because just through myth and what's become legend now, we think of the Council of Nicaea as having done certain things, or we think that maybe things are in the King James Version, or maybe the Catholics did something that they didn't. But this information is actually easily ascertainable. So if you have any of those things in your head, just research them and find out whether or not they're true.